670, Justice for Tyrone West, and Justice for all victims of police brutality. Tawanda, it's all you.
Thank you, my queen. Welcome to West Wednesday. Like my sister just said, 670 weeks. We continue. We're going to show the video, and tonight we don't have any special guests. I just wanted to take a moment just to kind of uplift my.
We're sorry for the interruption.
Be right back. Yes.
Can't stop, won't stop, till killer cops are in cell blocks. Can't stop.
The following video portrays an incident of assault and violence at the hands of police. Viewer discretion is advised.
I suggest you back the fuck up. No,
why would you do that? Why would you say that?
This is Baltimore City Police Officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz. In a video shot in 2016, Ruiz is seen with his knee on the back of an unknown man with a gun pointed at the man's head. His message was a clear one. Concerned onlookers, adhere to my dictates or else. Here, we can hear Ruiz saying to Baltimore residents,
I suggest you back the fuck up.
It is documented that Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz is a repeat violent offender, even without access to all complaints against Ruiz, undisclosed by BPD Internal Affairs records. 6 cases involving Ruiz are known. This video will briefly highlight 6 total cases beginning in July of 2013. Case 1, Abdul Salam, July 1st, 2013. Here Salam is seen victoriously smiling in celebration after the jury found Ruiz and 2 other cops liable for brutality against him. However, because the trial was civil, not criminal, Ruiz was not fired and he did not go to jail.
Police profiled me. They followed me in the back of my house, harassing me. Police proceeded to violently and hostilely approach my van with me and my son in it. As I announced, this was my home, guns drawn. Once they reached my vehicle, they violently pulled me out, ramshacked my vehicle with my 3-year-old son strapped in his car seat, threw me against the gate, slammed me repeatedly. Picked me up by my feet, and while I'm upside down, they proceeded to drop me on my head, hog tie me, and immediately when I fell on my head, Ruiz, in a wrestling type of action, and kind of hit his knee against my neck. I was arrested. I had no idea what I was being arrested for. My son is scarred to this day. He remembers the incident as it happened yesterday. When he talks about it, he always refers to Daddy being on the floor with police yesterday.
Case 2, Darrell Harris, profiled, as seen in this video, July 17th, 2013.
Yeah, Sid, what's wrong with it? Improper way with it. There's no such thing as an improper way.
You gonna tell me my job, bro?
I know the law.
Are you gonna tell me the law?
I know the law.
You gonna tell me the law?
I know the law. What's the problem? You giving me a ticket? You need my license registration?
Yeah, let me get that.
The profile, y'all use the seatbelt as a reason. Profile.
Hold on a second, sir. Do me a favor, take out your keys.
Yeah, you can record. For what? Nah. I don't feel safe right now. Do you want me to step out the car? Do you want me to step out the car? I'll step out the car. Call the police, man. What are you call the supervisor? I'm about to do shit. This is getting uploaded to the internet right now. Yeah?
And we are 2 law-abiding citizens that we are getting targeted, and I don't know why.
Just 24 hours later, Bernardez Ruiz played a leading role in the police killing of unarmed Tyrone West. Case number 3, the murder of Tyrone West, July 18th, 2013.
My brother Tyrone West was brutally murdered on July the 18th, 2013.
In both of these cases, when you look at the pleadings and the harsh language of these officers that have been quoted to me by reliable witnesses, the N-word.
And Killer Ruiz and Killer Chapman and the rest of those 11 and 15 killers, including David Lewis, took something from my family that they can never give us again. And that was my brother Tyrone West, one unarmed man who was brutally murdered, beat to death in broad daylight.
Mic check.
Awesome. So, first of all, I want to apologize if I sound muffled or for the disconnection, and I apologize because it's very interesting that every time I do the podcast in my home, there's so many jammers around my home that it breaks me up, it mutes me. So, I'm just apologizing in advance. So, I'm just going to start off by thanking everybody for tuning in. And if you catch this later, if you share it, if you go on YouTube, hit the like, subscribe, and that would definitely be appreciated. But I just wanted to touch on bases that literally 670 weeks is a very long time to do anything. And the fact that we still have not gotten justice as of today, like we still haven't received it at all. To me, when I say justice, justice is having our day. Justice, criminal charges, nothing short, nothing less. People paying, for what they did, because had I would have done what was done to my brother, or my brother would have done what was done to him, to those officers, he wouldn't have never ever again. And the fact that the system is so corrupt and dirty that we're still here after 670 weeks, not 670 days, 670 weeks. It breaks my heart truly. And the fact that my brother's birthday just passed, literally, on the 22nd, and he should be here with his kids, with his family, with his grandchildren that he never even got a chance to meet. He should be here. Sad. And just last week when we had West Wednesday, we had a mom on, and the way she explained, it was heartbreaking how her son was unalive while he was handcuffed with dogs mowing on him and things of that nature. It is disgusting. And then the fact that we have, and we read that long, sad list last week, right? And then to turn around now, and we got like 36 names, that is beyond devastating. And the fact that one of the names was for someone in the city here, even though we don't have no details about any of the things, but we do have details enough to know that their life was taken. And nobody has the right to play judge, juror, and executioner. It is disgusting. It is heartbreaking. It's devastating. And the fact that if you suffer from a mental health crisis and you become the latest victim, is disgusting. It's heartbreaking. And we hear it over and over again. And the system fails us over and over again. Here it is. I'm thinking like this last year, a couple weeks ago, when my brother's case was found to be, just like we said, deemed and ruled to be a homicide, and something that we have been waiting for years, which we knew, my family, we knew, my friends, we knew. But for it to actually be proven, and it's sad that we live in a society that no matter what you say, like you could say one thing and then it's funny because when it's us saying something, nobody believes us. We have to prove ourselves Then when it's on the flip side of this dirty system that wants to give us a lip service, we're supposed to take their word at it. Like, it's so disgusting. Like, I don't even know where to start at. Like, I'm just like, my mind is everywhere, all over the place. But one thing for certain and two things for sure, my brother and my brothers and sisters around the world, it's not a Baltimore thing, unfortunately. This is a worldwide thing. You know, they act like these are isolated incidents, and they're not. They're systemically happening, and they're happening all over the world, different parts. So, and I always ask myself, where in America can we go to be safe? It's nowhere. It's nowhere. And it's disgusting. You know, racism plays a lot in all these horrible executions, and it's sickening. And then and again, for us to like try to like say and like be always being there for like police brutality, which that's my lane. I never signed up for this, but we literally fight for all the injustices, the community violence, all of that. You know, it's just sad. Like, nobody deserves to be taken, their life to be stolen away, and you know, and the fact 670 weeks and we still have not gotten accountability. And like I was saying, a year ago, when they deemed my brother's case a homicide, we're like, finally the world could see what's going on. Now we're going to get accountability. Because this is a whole independent thing that happened, and they knew, and it was like, and I'm like, oh my God, this was the moment we were waiting for. And the fact that we're still waiting, don't know nothing, nobody got back to us, nothing. That's disgusting. I'm so sick and tired of people playing in my face. I'm sick of it. Like, how many more people won't play in my face? Like, really? And when I say play in my face, if you don't understand that terminology, let me break it down. Playing in my face is sitting down or talking to me and saying, you know what, we're going to look into this thing. It's not right. We know it's not right. You know, we want to move forward. We're going to be transparent, and just you don't hear no more. It's quiet as crickets. And that is disgusting. You know how many times people played in my face? It's just like, it's ridiculous. And it comes to a point that, you know, and I've been calling it the Doug and Pony show, but now it's getting worse. It's like people now don't have no type of integrity to even follow up. Even like they ain't even trying to even blow smoke up your butt a little bit. To say, well, you know what, we're still looking into it. Even if they're not, they don't say anything. It's like they get you riled up, and you get to that point, you're like, oh my goodness, this is what's going to happen. And then you hear absolutely nothing. And meanwhile, you leave me out here with a target on my head, because every week, 670 weeks, I'm putting killer cops on blast. Do you think they like that? No, they don't like it. They don't like it. They don't like it. Do you think that they're sat back like, go, Tawanda, you go, girl? No. They want me to go, all right. And it's disgusting. And the stuff that I go through, and not just me, it's like other people that are being targeted, that stand up and fight and say what's right. And for you to literally have to be, you know, like subject humiliation and horrific things. You're doing the most American thing, and that's speaking out. It is sad. Like, when will they take us serious? And I saw, like, yesterday, it was like an AI generated thing that I saw, and it started off Trayvon Martin on there, and it was like they were playing Michael in the background singing a song, They Don't Really Care About Us, and it showed Trayvon Martin. Then it like went to like Eric Gardner, Sandra Bland, and it showed Breonna Taylor, and it showed Michael Brown, you know, and it was really sad. But if they was to show all victims, they wouldn't be able to end it. Michael Jackson's song is not long enough. Even if they put a victim in every second of that song, I promise you that is not enough time for lives. And we can take it a step further. Let's talk about the people the survivors that survived the brutality, because everybody don't come to their demise, okay? There's people that are traumatized and messed up that, like, right now, while we're having this conversation, this very uncomfortable conversation, there are many people getting assaulted as we're speaking. Literally, every minute, probably about 20, 30 people getting assaulted all around the world as I'm speaking right now, and nothing is happening. You know why? Because it's a system designed to fail us. It's not broken. Because to me, when you use the terminology, you say something is broke. That means at some point it was functioning and it was working for people. It never was working for us. It never was. This is the same system that pretty much slavery was under. This is the same system that all the injustice that happened to, it's not just my people, but many people suffer from this dirty system, that perpetuates capitalism. That's pretty much it. People's lives don't matter, but money do. That's disgusting. That is really horrible. And I'm sick of it. Like, at what point is somebody going to contact my family and say, you know what, since the year went on, this is what's going to happen? Well, this is not going to happen. Explain something, but for you literally to get someone riled up and leave them there just like that, that is beyond heartbreaking and devastating. And then you leave them with a target on their back. Like I say, every week I'm putting Ruiz out there. And the reason why I know, and one would ask, why is it all the time her focus on Ruiz? Let's be crystal clear. It's not just on Ruiz. It's on all of those ones that played a part in my brother's demise. So even though I don't talk about Latrice, I don't talk about Derek Beasley, it's about every last one of them. David Lewis, all of them, okay? All of them. It's sad. It's disgusting. But I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. Because this is something that I never asked for. But that's just like, put yourself in a place where someone says, you know what, this crime has happened to my family. We need help. And you got all of the information, you got all of the data. It's just like, I can solve this. If you give me a gravel, give me a robe, let me sit in the courtroom. Let me place, I could be a lawyer, judge, whatever you want me to be inside of the court system, right? This is an easy case that speaks for itself. There's one unarmed man. Just like you see, and that's why I show you Ruiz, because he was the first one, him and Chapman, Nicholas David Chapman, him and Chapman, they pretty much target my brother, just like you saw, 24 hours. 24, not 24 days, 24 hours before there was the row. We just ended that video with the row. And who was at his car? The big bad bully Ruiz. And did Ruiz get any type of accountability? No. He got promotions. Literally, he got promoted. This animal went from, he was only working on the force maybe a year, not even 2 years when he executed my brother, started executing my brother, him and Chapman. They were rookies. Point is, after that, their pay raise spiked from literally making I want to say 50,000 to 100,000+. That ain't no pay. That's real. You see what it is. So you get paid for this. So they didn't get no discipline. And literally while they did their so-called investigation, that was pretty much them behind the desk getting paid money. or getting a paid vacation. Meanwhile, while my family was searching, looking for answers, running everybody down. At the time, running a man down who was Stephanie Rollins Blake, running her down, saying, what's going on? Running, going down to the medical examiner's office week after week, day after day, literally getting it like going out of town, meeting other people, like they were sweeping this thing so far under the rug. Man, I'm talking about sweeping it. Like I'm talking big time, okay? And literally we're like, you're not doing that. You killed the wrong man, but you truly got the right family that's going to fight you. As my cousin always said, always, from day one. You know, and we've been showing it. Wrong man, right family. And it's sad and disgusting. And then as I think about how brutal Northeast District, the fact that we're coming up on Darnell's Day, Darnell, Rochester was executed by Northeast District. Literally, and the same tactics in which, they did by leaving this poor baby out there with Good Sam Hospital, not even 3 minutes away. Same type of thing. Left poor Darnell Rochester out there. Literally. A young baby whose life, a poor child, an 18-year-old baby who had his whole life in front of him, snatched away. For no reason. And his mom is still running around every week, the same way my family was running around for years. So if I don't gain anything out of nothing with these phony, fake investigations, all this foolishness, one thing I will say, as West Wednesday has set the standards, and the standards are up high. You don't take nobody answer as your truth. You fight for your family member. I don't care how many years. And I know I didn't reinvent the wheel, because I know before my family, there were other families out there. But what I'm saying, on a consistent basis, you're talking about 670 weeks, and we would not be online had the pandemic not happened. So I'm going to be real crystal clear in that. Had the pandemic never happened, we was in the streets every single week. I don't care if it was raining real hard, if it was snow on the ground, if it was ice on the ground. We were boots on the ground. But because this system is so ugly and evil, I, kind of got to switch it up, just because I know these people practice. And when you speak out, they're changing so many things. Like, I'm telling you, West Wednesday set the standards, y'all. Literally. Like, I remember going in town meetings and town hall meetings at City Hall, literally doing a mic check, shutting it down. To the point now they want to set up, you can't just walk in there and sign a book. You can't just walk in there. Now you got to sign. Now you got to write down what you want to say. All this foolishness. Because we literally set those standards. What they do with this dirty system, and I'm learning, they study you. They watch what you do, how you do it. They write down, they play this game. Like, we're going to do something. But then they always have the meeting, in which I call the meeting before the meeting. Because they already know what they're going to do, and they know what they're not going to do. And it's just so sad. Like, in that cycle, you never know who really wants to do something or not. I done sat down with different commissioners after commissioners, and as soon as they get on deck, I'm like, okay, I want to set up a meeting. I want to let y'all know I'm Miss Jones. My brother Tyrone West was executed by your officers. Might not have been on your tenure, but this happened. This is real to me. What are you going to do? And then there's always, but the one that I really thought, Commissioner Harrison, I thought that he was like the rest of them. But I see he was a little bit different, because he really wanted to do something. And I commend him for leaving. I commend him for packing his stuff up and saying, you know what, no, I can't even, and publicly saying, I can't fire these people. I can't do nothing. And that's disgusting. That shows you how. But meanwhile, they got worthless Worley, and this is not the West Coalition. This is Tawanda Jones speaking outside of the West Coalition. This me, this Tyrone West little sister speaking up for my big brother. He will always be my big brother. Y'all took something from this family that y'all have no idea what you did. He may have not meant nothing to you animals, but he was everything. Everything to me, my family, his children. He was everything. Everything. And the fact that y'all literally are still taking lives like it's nothing. Like y'all wake up like it's a sport. Like it's a sport. To actually snuff someone out, take their life, and then have the nerve to go and sit down and eat with your family and check in with your kids and check in with your loved ones as if nothing happened. How dare you? Shame on you. But you think that you're getting away with it? Guess what? Everyone has their day. And karma is something that I don't wish bad things on nobody. Like I said, I believe, and this ain't the West Coalition. This is me again. Hello, TJ. I'm signing my initials by this. This is my disclaimer, okay? I believe that no one deserves to be brutally executed, period. That's just me, my beliefs. Some may say, hey, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. You know? But as for me, that is my feeling. But again, I'm so disgusted. You're talking 670 weeks, still no accountability. Still no accountability. You're talking about a father. You're talking about an upcoming artist that loves doing this artwork. You're talking about a provider. He was a worker, a hard worker. I don't care what the media tried to paint my brother as, but I know for a fact he was a hard-working man that not only had a 9-to-5, a legal one, that he worked hard. He actually came home from that and also helped his grandmother, my grandmother. May she rest in peace now. Did you exercise and all that? Whatever she needed done around the house, Tyrone was the man to do that. Whatever anyone in my family needed, Tyrone was there to do that. And for y'all to sniff nothing and go back to business as usual and play these games in my face, and you think that I'm gonna stop? You think that you're gonna just like pretty much just dismiss me and just like write me off and I'm just gonna go on my way? It's not gonna happen. I didn't take your blood money to shut up. I didn't take your threats to go away. I don't care about none of that. All I care about is real accountability. I want my day in court, in criminal court, not in civil court, in criminal court.
That's right.
If y'all said y'all was doing an investigation, where is that? I'm here for it. Where is that? Where is it? Where's the investigation? Where is it leading to? What's coming out of it? We have nothing. Again, nothing. More answers. More questions, than answers. No answers. More questions than answers. And again, I'm saying no answers. And that's how it's always been. Literally from July the 18th, once I knew I had that connection so deep with my big brother, so deep, that I knew I felt the pain in my body when they were snatching one unarmed man life. My family thought I was going crazy. And literally when it came to pass on the news, literally, once I saw that, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. But literally, to actually go down to homicide and go down there and talk to the Gato, and for them to brush my family off, oh, well, we're dealing with this homicide in the city. So shame on y'all. Shame for y'all. Sorry for y'all loss. Ain't even sorry for your loss because they didn't even say anything. We'll just deal with you. Give us an address, a number. We're going to come see you guys tomorrow. Okay, cool. Because once you say a baby with snacks, okay, cool. Definitely cool. Praying for that family. I know how to push my pain to the side to grieve for another family's loss. But with that being said, for you to walk in my family's home the next day playing games, no answers, just questions. They're interrogating my family. Where y'all work at? What's your name? Who is you? Da, da, da. Like going down the line. Going down the line. What's your name? Where you work at? What's your number? All this foolishness. As if we took one unarmed person's life. Shame on this dirty system. I will never forget. And I'm here for it. I ain't going nowhere. And if you think for 1 minute that you're a little weak, scared of tactics and all that foolishness and playing outside my house doing little guess what? Smile, you on can of camera. I got all type of cameras to watch, and the cameras will show everything. It's like y'all played that little game when y'all thought y'all blocked my rain gap camera on my porch and made my trunk pop open foolishness. Yeah, my other camera you ain't even know about caught it. So every time y'all play in my face, I'm going to play in yours. Smile, you on can of camera. Putting you on blast. Because the saddest part is, if I told people what y'all do to me, they don't believe me. They look at me like I got an eyeball in the middle of my forehead, like, oh my God, she's losing it. She's so paranoid. No, I'm telling you the truth. Tawanda Jones don't use drugs. She don't get high. She's clear, crystal clear. She loves the kids. She's talking from a clear, conscious mind. And this is what you guys are doing. And if you don't believe me, look at the receipt. Look at how my trunk popped open and nothing was wrong with my trunk. Got a mechanic to look at it, all that. Nothing was wrong. But literally, mysteriously, after you make me go to court with all these bogus tickets that you never gave me a chance to fight because you wanted me to get pulled over. Why did they want pulled over? Oh, could it be that she got her gun permit and you trying to set her up to look like, oh, she did something so y'all can kill me at a traffic stop? It's not going to work. Try something else. Something else. It's not going to work. Try something else. The foolishness. But again, when we show y'all all the facts, show you give me all these tickets from every jurisdiction, y'all. I literally paid almost $2,500 worth of parking tickets from every jurisdiction, from county to the city to toll to all this. Well, I don't even get on the highway. But I got toll tickets, all that. Paid all that. Paid all that. And then the fact that, and I can show y'all the receipts, the fact that I didn't even have a chance to fight none of it, school bus tickets, all this foolishness. Like, y'all need to pay attention when people tell you this stuff. Don't wait till after 5 or 6 years or a couple years go by and then you really find out, oh my goodness, that they was targeted. We did our little research and we found out a bunch of activists that was standing up was getting targeted and they was doing this. Oh my goodness, just like the Gun Trace Task Force. When I was out there screaming, oh, somebody broke in my house, and the way the landlord explained it, 2 days after he was executed, as a house raid, literally. Got papers, you don't have it in black and white, it don't count. Got my receipts, paperwork. Notary seal paperwork, that kind of paperwork. No, oh, I'm writing something. Paperwork, notary paperwork. The landlord said, no, Mr. West's house looked like it was a house raid. Nobody brought the locks was the force. I don't know how they got there. But then you ransacked this man's house and you put big screen TVs out on the front. My brother Jordan's, all his tennis shoes out on the front. Who breaks in someone's home? Don't take nothing. Take what you want. Take some artwork. Take a couple pair fresh tennis shoes he ain't wearing yet. Who does that? The Gun Trace Task Force. But when I was out there screaming it, before y'all knew about the Gun Trace Task Force, everybody talking about these officers wouldn't do that. Da, 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 da. But then soon as y'all, then it's, oh my goodness. Oh, really? Then now I was screaming that as soon as when we won the settlement, which I took my name off of it, you know, I'm like a silver car is stalking me, y'all. A silver car with some white woman that's been stalking me for weeks. Nobody believed me. And then literally when we Life on Bel Air Road. Nobody believed me. But then I paid for a police report for a traffic accident. Thank God she changed her mind. Instead of her crashing into me, she crashed into that green that I had that my brother was driving. You know, she told her that she hit that thing so hard that thing pushed up, hit 3 other cars. Listen, you can't make this stuff up. Her legs wrapped around the steering wheel like a knife. You can't. Hollywood. If I can't wait to put my movies together so y'all can see it. And y'all be like, actors couldn't even act this stuff out. This is reality. But when I said, well, oh my God, y'all, this white lady had long blonde hair. I don't know, she had looked like the Exorcist scene. She tried to hit me, and then the crazy part, white shirt showed East District, and that wasn't even the district where I was at. That was not even their sector. I know about sectors, districts, why? Because I used to mess with the police before. So I know about that. You can't play these games with me. So I know that wasn't their sector. I know they wasn't supposed to be there. But they're there. Then they tell me, oh, Miss Jones, come meet us. Everybody giving me the hand for a half hour. Then they tell me, meet them at Northeast Police District at midnight. Mind you, the same district I just did West Wednesday at. I'm going to come down there really at midnight. After I just heard a couple weeks ago that somebody that was fighting against the police, they claimed that this person, I can't remember the young man's name, but I got it just in case you want me to fact that case and put it out there. You can do your own research. Because if you don't come with receipts, you don't believe me. But this young man went there to turn himself in and tell him something. They claimed that he's going to stop. Yeah, and mind you, he was handcuffed and he was gunned down at some district. And I'm thinking about him like, y'all think I'm stupid? So y'all can plan something on me? No, I'm not doing that, man. No, I'm not doing that. But long story short, when I put it on Facebook, nobody believed me. It ain't that serious. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing like that. All this foolishness. I started to have a block party that day. I blocked so many people from the foolishness, right? From off my page saying stupid stuff. But long story short, I paid for my report. My report that I paid for that was $14 online. It was so bland. Had it not been for Uncle Bill, had to use his white skin in the game. We protested outside Northeast District, going at the time. Worthless Wally was in there because I was yelling at him. He wasn't a commissioner. They was the top there. Went in there. They had Uncle Bill, the real deal. The real deal. He got the real uncut report. And it's my car that got wrecked. It's me that saw the lady riding. But my report simply said, hey, it was car A, hit car B, then C, D, and E. And that was it. The end. That was your $14. Good luck for you. Well, Uncle Bill report, and I still got it. If you want to see it, I can show you. I come with receipts. His report went in the desk. The young lady was riding down the street, wrapped around, wailing her hands in the air. Yeah, like what I told y'all. But nobody ain't believe me till I put that report online. Oh my goodness. When are y'all gonna believe me? What is it gonna take, y'all? Like what? I'm tired of gotta show y'all receipts for y'all to believe that this system is dirty, corrupt, as all outdoors. And it's my family today, yours tomorrow. Or maybe the way they rolling, yours today. Maybe within the next half hour. And I don't wish that on nobody. It is real. When people tell you something, believe it. You be your own conscious consumer. Get your information before you jump the gun and believe what they tell you. Because I had to live, and I think that breaks my heart the most, because when I wasn't my own conscious consumer, when I would kind of believe the television a little bit and feel sorry for people, because I remember before my brother was executed, Anthony Anderson was executed, you know, in Northeast Baltimore. But the whole point of what I'm trying to say was, and I don't think it was Northeast Baltimore, but I know it was somewhere over east by like Biddle Street, Lanville Street, wherever that part of East Baltimore. But the whole point of what I'm trying to say, talk about Anthony Anderson, they lied and said that he swallowed drugs and all this foolishness. And I'm thinking like, oh man, this poor guy. Wow, I still felt sorry for his family. But for me to meet Anthony Anderson's family and know that was a lie, and for the same police that comes out there and gives the statement that represents the police did the same exact thing. And we had to fact check this. We had to fact check Bill Henry because he tried to come out there on the news with some foolishness, talking about Mr. West ingested drugs. Oh, heck no. No, you're not. The devil a liar. What's up, Bill Henry? You said what? Oh, no, I didn't know what I was saying. They told me to read a statement. Oh, well, you need to fact check before you read something about somebody's family. Like what? So my whole point is this is a dirty system, and I don't care how many weeks, how many years, how many decades. It is disgusting, y'all. Like 13 years, like that's insanity. That's insane. Like it's horrible. It's horrible. So I'm gonna keep fighting. And I'm just going to stop right there, but I'm just letting you know all the stuff. And that ain't even half. That's just a tad bit I'm giving y'all. The rest of the stuff, y'all wouldn't even believe me. Y'all wouldn't even believe me. It's sad and it's disgusting. But again, it's not going to stop me. It's not even going to make me slow up. It makes me fight even harder. Because at the end of the day, y'all got all the weapons. Y'all got all the artillery, all that foolishness. And we have the voices. And you can't stop our voice. Voices are powerful. Because like I always says, forced silence condones violence. When you be quiet and you shut up, guess what? You're putting your tail in between your legs. They're going to do whatever they want to do, and they're going to keep doing it over and over again. But as long as you step up, stand up for what's right, and fight them, guess what? I ain't selling my people out. I ain't doing none of that. Whether you like me, love me, hate me, I'm going to always be me, and I'm going to always keep it real with y'all. And that's telling y'all the truth. Keep y'all the same way they got their knees all in the necks of our loved ones, wiping us out. Just like we just literally on Monday, it was George Floyd. And we had to revisit that. How the world saw this man being executed. And then you got all the trolls online laughing and smiling. It's disgusting. But that the same thing that make you laugh or make you cry when it's your uncle, when it's your grandmother or something like that. It's disgusting, man. But last but not least, before I go checking to see if we got any questions or comments, I just want to speak on something that's not so much of dealing with police brutality, but the situation about the elderly 75-year-old woman that went into a coffee shop and literally lost her life, and nobody's been arrested yet. But at the end of the day, if this poor Black woman, right, that went in there, if she was a Caucasian woman, and those were Black teenagers that did that, what was done to her, put hands on her first, and she defended herself, oh, they would have been called every animal savage. They would have been, man, the restaurant would have, the spot would have been like, we fired them immediately. They don't represent us. They'd have been fired day one. They'd have been arrested, indicted, all that stuff. All that stuff. But meanwhile, this family is still waiting for accountability. It's disgusting. You got all the trolls laughing and smiling. That's why I don't even want to say this poor queen name. Because I'm sick every time I see it pop up on my Facebook, somebody laughing. It ain't funny till it's your grandmother, till it's your mother. Then it'll become real. But again, I don't wish that type of stuff on nobody. But we're living in a world now where people think that they could do whatever they want to do and get away with it. Anytime somebody can wreck your car recklessly by towing it, and nobody wants to be held accountable, you just recklessly tow my car. And guess what? The police told them to tow my last vehicle. Yeah, I found out from 2 reliable sources. And both of them asked me, Miss Jones, why did the police want your car towed? I wonder why. Make it make sense. I wonder why they wanted my car towed. And they towed it recklessly, totaled it, and then charged me almost $500 to get it. I paid like $340 to get it, but I paid $50 to get there and another $50 to come home. You do the math. Disgusting. And then it's just like the dirty system, that they'll brutalize. You can't compare something material with a human life, because nothing surpasses a human life. Let's be crystal clear. But the games this dirty system does. First thing they'll say, oh, well, this is common in these kind of Mercedes-Benz, foolishness. My Mercedes-Benz was fine until you pulled it, you snatched it, and you wrecked it. Like totaled it. And then you want to blame my car for it. That's the same thing you do when you snatch our loved ones and brutalize them. And the first thing you say, oh, when they was unhealthy, they was going to die anyway. Get out of here with the foolishness. So I'm going to stop on that note. I'm going to check and see if we got any questions or comments. And straight from there, we're going to get to these sad lists. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. So far with the comments, we have mic check from Ansel Jones, mic check from Maine. Bruce Emmerling also said mic check, and good evening all.
Awesome. Good evening, everyone. And I want to see if you guys want to add anything before we go into sadness, but I want to make an announcement about something good before we go into the sad list. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Do you want to make the announcement first, or would you like comments before that?
Okay. And I apologize because I'm going in and out because I just got a message that I just seen to say again. This shows you the levels of corruption, and it's like and it has nothing to do with Wi-Fi services. And I'm literally paying for the highest amount of Wi-Fi, like speed, the highest speed ever, and it's so crappy, and it's just in my phone, and anything that has my name on it, then I can't get it. So I apologize again. All right, so the good news that I want to say to the sad news is I am real excited. We have our pill event that's happening. And again, I want to urge everybody to still go on our webpage. You can get from there. Please get you an amazing t-shirts. I'm excited because this event that's coming up, and I'm glad Anson was on here saying something, but he's going to be exhibited as well as the families, and it's going to be a beautiful event, and it's happening on June. We'll keep you guys. It's going to be June. We're going to do. We'll keep you posted. I'm not going to everything right now because I'm gonna want to share the flyers and all that kind of stuff. But we definitely. I'm just real excited about that. And again, donate. And I appreciate all the donations that we have got thus far. So thank you guys again. We totally appreciate you guys. And, so I'm really excited. So with that being said, I'm going to go straight into saying our disclaimer. And then we're going to, unfortunately, go into the sad list. And then after we go into, yes.
You still want comments?
Sure, if there's any, yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I have profound respect for all your remarks tonight and all the time. You spoke very powerfully, and mostly you focused, as I heard it, on how this system is dirty and how it needs to change. But I wanted to point out that we have had some successes, which is the other side of this. That is to say that, as Frederick Douglass said, there's no progress without struggle. And we've done a lot of struggling, and we have made a little progress. So one example of that is that together with others, we fought the non-disclosure agreements when a family member was killed by the police in Baltimore and the family won a civil suit settlement. There was always a non-disclosure agreement which said, if you speak about it publicly, the money is going to get yanked back. And that did happen. And then there was a big fight about it, and we won. They can't use those non-disclosure agreements anymore. Number two, at one point, several police commissioners ago, officials in the city wanted to bring in this guy, the head of police from Fort Worth, Texas, who had a horrible history supporting and forgiving police brutality in that town. And the West Coalition, along with many others, mobilized, and we spoke out strongly at City Hall. And our activity played a role, I believe, in making sure that that guy didn't become the police commissioner here. And I think we probably saved some lives as a result of that. And the third thing is that these movements are inspiring. So West Wednesday inspired people in Los Angeles, California, after the police killed a young man named Alex Flores, and they started Flores Fridays and kept that up for a good while. Their struggle's still going on, but they don't do the every Friday event anymore. But they were inspired by West Wednesday and our weekly event. So I just wanted to bring in that other side, that we're not doing all this in vain. We're having some impact, and we expect to have more impact as time goes along. Mike check.
Mike check. Yeah. And I want to thank you for pointing that out, because definitely, I'm just saying, like, we definitely do have like our victories where we definitely got a lot of stuff done over the years. And a big shout out to the West Coalition. And then even like you were saying about just being an inspiration and setting the path. I definitely agree with that, because I even shout out to Stephon Clark family, the young man that was executed in his grandmother's backyard, just for having a cell phone. They thought he had a weapon. Foolishness. But nevertheless, they started Clark Sunday,
There you go.
in honor of West Wayne. So I know that it's real, but I was just saying my biggest thing that I'm chasing, that I want to see, is accountability. That's the big one. Like, cause we done had people pick up, we done been in all type of documentaries from CNN to like all type of stuff. But my biggest win is the cell blocks for killer cops. That's my point. But yeah, but thank you for highlighting that. And yeah, definitely appreciate it. Shout out West Coalition.
All right.
Awesome. Well, thank you. All righty, guys. So now I'm gonna go on for saying our non-disclosure. So it is the mission of the West Coalition not to just fight for accountability for my big brother Tyrone West, but literally for all the victims of police brutality and murder. And I'll say that again, for all the victims of police brutality and murder, which includes community violence. We believe in mediation. We believe that if a family, a friend, or people that don't agree about come together for mediation, and guess what? Even if they agree to disagree, both or all actually walk away, and everybody, and that's what we agree on. We also unfortunately, we get both of these lists. One is from a national list that about the police brutality, but we have no details at all whatsoever. None about who was involved in any of these untimely accounts of violence. We don't know anything about it. Even with the community violence local list, we don't have any details and know anything about it. But all we do know that a human being life was taken. And we believe that, just out of respect, and we're not trying to exploit nobody, make nobody feel bad or anything, but just showing that this was a human being, a family member, as often a lot of times Brian and Hillary points out that these people were connected to a community, to family, to every, people that love and care about them. So we're lifting them up on a respectful note of love and care. But again, we have no details about anything. So, 802. We're going to come back at 803. If you're into saying prayers, you want to take this moment or this minute to actually send prayers and love, that's fine. If you're not into prayers, that's fine as well. You can say nothing but positive and as positive energy or well wishes, good thoughts, all of that in this 1 minute, even though we know a minute is not long enough. But we're just doing this from a place of care to say that this was someone's family member. And, it could have easily been us. It's like we're in a community. We look at people like they're our loved ones, So always say live to love to live. So we're going to take this minute and we'll be right back. We're going to start off with Brother Brian, and then we're going to take it from there. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
All right, guys, the time now is 8:03, so
Brian, I think you're on.
Okay.
can you guys hear me? Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I apologize.
Thank you, Twanda. Yeah. In the past several weeks, there have been 7 homicides in Baltimore that are recorded in the Baltimore Sun. There's another one we'll be hearing about later because it's a police homicide, and those aren't reported in this list. But we'll be talking about it in the police violence list. Of those 7 that we have in this from the Baltimore Sun, 5 of them don't have names yet, and many of those are 2 and 3 weeks old. And we know that these people are known because we have their ages, but we just don't have names for them. And so we're just going to check back with those periodically, and when we get names for them, we will raise those names up. So that being said, it's just always part of my duty to remind us that each of these names represents a person with feelings, a person with love, a person who who had hopes and desires and dreams, a person who had a mother and a father, who had other loved ones, who had co-workers, who had neighbors, who participated in a community. And so every act of violence is an act of violence not only against an individual, but against a whole community and against an entire world full of people. And so we lift their names up in solidarity with them and their communities. And we pledge ourselves to carry on the work against violence so that someday we won't have to read these lists. So if you would just echo these names back to me, that will be our solidarity for this week. They, excuse me, they are Jason McCready.
Jason McCready.
Mark Nash.
Mark Nash.
Mark Nash.
Thank you.
So I'm going to start our national police violence list. We have 35 names on this list tonight, and 3 of us will be reading the different names again. We don't have details about all of these, but each of these people, as Brian so eloquently said, are a member of a community and of a family. And, there's a lot of loss going on because of these. And these are all folks who were killed by the police in different parts of this country. And we send our love and light to them. So I will start. And it's a period of time between May 12th and I believe the last one that we have for tonight is May 22nd. And in that time, 35 is an average of over 3 a day. So if you could reply with the names back, think of them in your heart and in your mind, that would be wonderful. So starting on May 12th, 2026 in Tulsa, Oklahoma, 50-year-old man, Mitchell Folsom.
Mitchell
Folsom.
Also on the 12th in Elizabethtown, North Carolina, 50-year-old man, Michael Horn Jr.
Michael Horn Jr.
Mm-hmm. Also on the 12th in Shreveport, Louisiana, 53-year-old man, Lee Yarborough.
Lee
Yarborough.
Again, on the 12th, in Gary, Indiana, a man whose age is unknown and whose name was withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe.
Also on the 12th, in Lucerne Valley, California, 34-year-old man, Nicholas Keith.
Nicholas
Keith.
Nicholas Keith.
Again on the 12th, in Searcy, Arizona. Oh, I'm sorry, Searcy, Arkansas. 38-year-old man, Courtney Stewart.
Courtney
Stewart.
On the 13th, in Memphis, Tennessee, a 41-year-old man, Darren Pigram.
Darren Pigram.
Darren Pigram.
On the 14th, in Hydetown, Pennsylvania, a man whose age is unknown and whose name was withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe.
Also on the 14th, in White Lake, Michigan, 60-year-old male whose name was withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe.
On the 14th, in Ecorse, Michigan, 37-year-old man whose name was also withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe.
And now we come to the local person on the 14th in Baltimore, Maryland, a 46-year-old man whose name was Lewis Jackson. And I will let you know that this one, the information that we do have is this was a mental health crisis call and resulted in his death by the police.
Lewis Jackson.
Lewis Jackson.
Lewis Jackson.
On the 14th in Louisville, Kentucky, 21-year-old man, Michael Christoph.
Michael
Christoph.
Okay, and now I will pass the list over to Kalia.
Yes, I'll be continuing with the next 12 names. Continuing on, also on the 14th of May, in Kansas City, Kansas, 27-year-old male, Jesse Fitzgerald.
Jesse
Fitzgerald.
On the 14th, in Pueblo, Colorado, a 19-year-old male, Tayshawn Redford.
Tayshawn Redford.
On the 15th, in Ozark, Arkansas, a male whose name has been withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Ashe.
On the 15th, in Owens Crossroads, Alabama, 61-year-old male, Rodney Weed.
Rodney Weed.
On the 16th, in Parkersburg, West Virginia, 49-year-old male, Miguel Angel Gallegos.
Miguel
Angel Gallegos.
On the 16th, in Fort Worth, Texas, 29-year-old male, Jorge Contreras. Again, on the 16th, also in Fort Worth, Texas, 25-year-old male, Elijah Mayo. On the 16th, in Houston, Texas, 22-year-old male whose name was withheld by the police.
Cell blocks
for killer cops.
Ashe.
On the 16th, in Pittsfield, Pennsylvania, a male whose name was withheld by police.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
On the 17th, in Dixon, Tennessee, 35-year-old male, James Hedgie. On the 17th, in Jamestown, North Carolina, a male whose name was withheld by police.
Cell blocks for killer
cops.
On the 17th, in Fort Worth, Arkansas, 27-year-old male, Joshua Keller.
Joshua
Keller.
Joshua Keller.
And I'll pass the remainder of the list to Bill.
Good evening, everyone. It's horrendous and totally inexcusable that all these people's lives were snuffed out by the police, and we're upholding them. Continuing the list, in Alexandria, Virginia, on the 18th, a man whose age has not been posted and whose name was withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Ashe.
Ashe. Excuse me, Tawanda, are you still there? I think we may have lost Tawanda, sorry. And Fort Wayne, Indiana, on the 18th, again, a man who was 47, Eric Anderson.
Eric
Anderson.
Eric Anderson.
In St. Louis, Missouri, on the 19th, a man whose age is unknown and whose name has been withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe. In Anchorage, I guess that's Alaska. On the 19th, a 33-year-old man, Emil McCord.
Emil McCord.
Emil McCord.
Memphis, Tennessee, on the 20th, a man who was 25, Jonah Neal.
Jonah
Neal.
In Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, on the 20th, again, a woman who was 45, Brenda Deer.
Brenda
Deer.
In Tulare, California, on the 20th, a man, 38 years old, Michael Pignon.
Michael
Pignon.
Spokane, Washington, on the 21st, a 28-year-old man, Caleb Hassell.
Caleb
Hassell.
Salt Lake City, Utah, on the 22nd, a man whose age has not been stated and whose name was withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Ashe. In Lake Lake Panasoffkee, Florida, on the 22nd, a man who, again, whose age we don't know and whose name has been withheld by the police.
Cell blocks
for killer cops. Ashe.
Ashe. And the final person who we're upholding this evening, who was tragically killed by police in Clearwater, Florida, on the 22nd, a man, 39 years old, Adam Staklunas.
Adam.
Thank you, everyone. And that concludes the tragic list for this evening. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. Yes, thank you guys so much. And that was a horrible, disgusting list. But again, just sending, support prayers out to the family members and the victims. And yes, again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And we have a lot coming up. Like we're ready to end out this month, but we got a lot of big stuff for June, y'all. I can't wait. So remember, live to love, love to live. We're not going to play that other half of the video because I respect the time because we went over a little bit. But live to love to live, and we will see you guys next West Wednesday. Mic check.
Mic check.
And Mr. West begging for his life, and Mr. Salam begging for his child to be excluded and comforted from what was taking place. Not for himself, but for his 3-year-old child.
Case number 4, Adina Britt and family, September 10th, 2015.
My name is Adina Britt, and I wanted to submit a 30-second testimonial that Jorge Omar Bernardez Ruiz is one of the 11 terrorists that came into my house performing a home invasion in September 2015, terrorizing my entire family and even holding my 12-year-old son at gunpoint. He needs to be stopped.
Case number 5, unidentified arrestee, assaulted in 2016.
I suggest you back the fuck up.
No, why you
Again, this video did not surface until the summer of 2020. Case 6, Thomas McCullough, May 2016 and February 2017.
I heard my front door coming off the hinges like it exploded.
Thomas McCullough says it happened twice. In May 2016 and February 2017, Baltimore City Police burst through his green front door and raided his Pimlico home.
They said, police. They come up, shotguns, guns.
He says officers ransacked the place, looking for drugs, money, and weapons. He took pictures of the damage he says they left behind.
Tell us where the drugs are, the scales, the guns, and the large amounts of money.
Nothing was found. Now he's suing police, claiming officers, including a former member of the Gun Trace Task Force, frightened him, his wife, and father-in-law when the officers conducted what his suit calls an illegal search of his home. The owner of the house tells 11 News after the second raid, he had to replace the front door. McCullough and his attorney say they want Baltimore police held accountable.
There is a colossal breach of trust.
And McCullough tells us following both raids, no one was arrested or charged.
This all begs the question, when will Baltimore City State's attorney see the prosecution of Bernardez Ruiz as warranted?
They were the stopping officers in these so-called jump-out cars, unmarked and so forth, that stopped both the West vehicle and the Salon vehicle without probable cause. And these officers are the ones that also were joined by others, but they are the ones who initiated the stops, pulled both men out of the vehicles, and commenced the vicious activity that was thrust upon them.
And the Officer Ruiz that started this attack is still working and working with promotions. He is now sergeant. But the fact that this repeat violent offender had a history leading up to my brother. There was Darrell Harris, there was James Green, Joseph Green, Abdul Salam. No one family deserves to be brutally murdered or brutalized by this repeat violent offender Ruiz. It is time we take action. The time is now.
Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz is a repeat violent offender. Based on these accounts, in accordance with the law, we, the West Coalition, call for him to be fired, prosecuted, and incarcerated.
We're more than hashtags and body bags. We're more than being 6 feet in the dirt and pictures and buttons on t-shirts. Our lives matter.
For the safety of our city, the prevention of further harm, and the justice for these families, we see no other option.
And again, I'll say, the time is now.